Hey, we are live. So let's give people a few seconds to chime in here. This over here. So today's topic is a sort of controversial one. Should women be in combat roles in the military, as in on the front lines? Now, my view is a bit different than most. A lot would say no, not on the front lines, anywhere else in the military. But I am on that side, but with a caveat. It's my belief that if they can do the job, they should be able to have the job. Meaning, don't set a separate set of standards for the women and another set for the men, because that's what Secretary of Defense Austin did. And that's why so many people were against what he did. Because what he did was, see, the guys that go on the front line, they have to carry 200 pounds. And let me explain what that 200 pounds is. You have a 100-pound pack on your back that goes with you everywhere. You have a 50 caliber machine gun that you have to carry, and you have a radio and computer equipment that's another about 50 pounds. So they have to be able to carry 150 pounds. Some say it's closer to 200, but the issue is that with that 150-pound pack, if one of your compadres gets shot, who's ever next to him has to pick him up and carry him. No one gets left behind. No one. And I've seen people, both men and women, that have been to the front lines that are screwed in the head. They are really screwed in the head because they watched their friend get shot, or their friend stepped on a mine and got blown apart. War is hell. And I'm not one of the neocon advocates for war because of that. But I also believe that we cannot let others push us around. You don't appease people, especially people from the Middle East. Look down on appeasement. If you try to appease them, they feel it an insult. They respect power. They respect strength. And it's really, like I said, if they can do the job, fine, do the job. But don't set a separate set of standards for one sex and a separate set for the other. And I have some other topics to talk about when it comes to the military, um, like trans in the military and stuff. And I have some factual beliefs on that because the military is not a social experiment. The military's job is to unalive your enemy and you have to be in peak physical condition. You have to be on minimal medications. If you have like heart trouble or something like that, you will get reassigned so that you don't go out in the field. And the trans issue comes in the line of the medication, where they have to take these puberty blockers and stuff for the rest of their life. Which the one medicine that they take has what's called a black box warning. It says taking this medication can make the patient suicidal. And another one that they take says taking this medication can make you mentally unstable. They don't put up with mentally unstable people in the military. They discharge you. You know, it's like I said, the military is not a social experiment. The military's job is to go in, win, and come home. You know, I'm not in the corner of nation building or anything like that. Just go, do the job, come home. Let the guys win. Don't tie their hands behind their back. It's, you know, if they can, like I said, you know, if the women can do the job, do the job. You know, you got women in the military that are truck drivers that are better truck drivers than men. And you know why that is? Because they listen to the instructor. They don't get in the seat with an attitude when they're being taught. They listen intently to what the instructor's saying, and then they do what he says. That makes them a better driver. It makes them a better driver because they listen to the instructions first. They don't just jump behind the wheel and, oh man, I can do this, I did this, that, the other. Nope. So that's my viewpoint on that. You know, I will be on again tomorrow, covering some of the stuff going on with Charlie Kirk's shooter. That's very interesting. But that's not the topic of this stream. The topic of this stream is regarding women in the military, and I'm all for it. And most veterans don't care if a girl goes in the military, but they don't want her sent to the front lines. They don't want her to have to witness her friend get killed. And I know that's kind of old school, but somebody has to protect the other side, right? All right, that's what I got for y'all today. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Pharaoh. No, that's not exactly true. All through the Bible, God had militaries. You know, look at King David, man of God. He started out in the military. He he controlled King David controlled great armies. So where are you from, Pharaoh? Hey, Melanie. My day's been pretty good. How's yours been, Melanie? We're talking about women in the military. Now, I'm different than some. You know, I'm a veteran, and my view is if if they can do the job, do the job. But what gets a lot of people ticked off is because Secretary Austin set one set of parameters for the guys and a separate lower set for the girls. That's not fair to either side. And I was just telling them that there are girls in the military that drive trucks that are better drivers than men. And that's because they listen to what the instructor is saying. They don't jump up in there with an attitude, oh, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. No, they listen to what the instructor is saying. And that makes her a better soldier. It makes her a better driver all the way around. And my issue is, you know, sending them to the front line. And it's not because they're a girl, it's because when they send them to the front line, their equipment that they have to carry can be up to 200 pounds. The the sack called a rucksack that goes on their back, that's 100 pounds. And then there's a machine gun that they have to carry that's another 50 pounds. And then radio equipment is another 50 pounds, can be another 50 pounds, which is a lot of weight for any one person to carry. And so, but if they want to do the job and can do the job, they should be able to do the job. That's my view. And we talked a little bit about the trans stuff, why the trans were not allowed in the military, and it's because of the medication they're on. One of the medications that trans people take says can make you suicidal. Another one says can make the patient mentally unstable. Okay, if any soldier is mentally unstable, they get discharged. And the trans people, when they start that medication, they have to take it for the rest of their life. They can't never go off of it. But that wasn't the topic of this stream. You know, I don't hate anyone. I don't think anyone is bad because of race, sex, whatever. You know, I was taught to love everyone, even your enemies. What part of Oklahoma, Pharaoh? Well, that's what I got for y'all today. I'm going to get off of here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.